President Aquino is set to meet the NEDA board next week to tackle, among others, be used to mitigate the impact of El Nino phenomenon. The amount is 19.2 billion pesos. This report.
The National Economic Development Authority proposed a budget of 19.2 billion pesos to implement mitigation measures to cushion the impact of the El Nino that will hit the country late this year and for 6 months in 2016. Budget Secretary Florencio Abad said the NEDA board chaired by the President will meet next week to approve the budget. Abad said there is no need for a supplemental budget since the current budget for the year and next year's outlay will be sufficient to cover mitigation measures proposed by an interagency task force ordered by the President.
No, I think we have enough funds both in 2015. We're just less than 3 months away, you know, and we have to do the financial plans for this 12.9 billion El Nino mitigation program. So there's a lot of work that still needs to be done. And, you know, by the time you get to the next year, then again you have enough calamity as well as contingency and other quick response funds that are available that the administration can use to effectively deal with the El Nino problem.
Since the El Nino will affect rice production, the National Food Authority will import 750,000 metric tons from Thailand and Vietnam. The first shipment is expected to arrive in November. It will ensure sufficient supply and stable prices. The Department of Agriculture proposed 2.06 billion pesos for cash for work programs for farmers in affected areas. Will be hired for water management for farms to ensure sufficient supply. 3.2 billion pesos for food stamp programs has been proposed to cover heavily affected areas, especially the farmers. This will be implemented by the Department of Social Welfare and Development. El Nino's impact will affect 66 provinces in many different parts of the country.
A lot of mitigation projects, you know, catching, especially now since the rains are still falling, either for water supply or irrigation. And then a lot of CCT-like livelihood and employment programs for those farmers that may not be able to cultivate their fields because of lack of water, so that, you know, they are provided with jobs in the meanwhile.
So the 12.9.
Abad assured the 19.2 billion pesos El Nino Mitigation Fund will be approved by the President. Abad bared a national campaign for water conservation for people to be informed on the value of water to avert shortages, especially for human consumption. Abad disclosed Pag-asa's recent forecast of the El Nino will not be as bad as the last to hit the country from 1997 to 1998.
As you're seeing, so far it doesn't seem to be as bad as was originally planned, because initially in the studies of the DOST, it was thought that the El Nino syndrome would start making itself, you know, appear in September. But and even to this day, we are still seeing typhoons bringing lots of rain. So we were lucky, especially in the north, that some of the dams in Region 3 got relief from, you know, more rains filling up the dam. So hopefully we can continue to see, you know, these events that bring more rain and make the El Nino not as devastating as originally thought to be.
For the People's Television Network, this is Freddie Abando reporting.